Hello YouTube, it's your boy Afro Ida coming back at you once again with another video. Now you guys already know that I love talking about black history and everything pertaining to black people. I thought today I would focus on a little bit of our origins and perhaps why we're here. What purpose do we have of being here? It's related to extraterrestrials in a bit, or the universe. And just to give you guys an idea, or just to get the topic starting, just to find out how we were created and why, for what purpose. Now, I'm more so leaning on the side of that we potentially might just be here as a result of the universe wanting to express itself in a different way. And we essentially came through here through a manifestation. Okay, the universe wanted to express itself, and we essentially came here. So we evolved a long time ago along with the other species on the planet. Okay, now one of those species obviously broke apart and obviously continued to evolve. And what it appears is that through our DNA, with our DNA linkage, you find God eternal within, written in our DNA. And you also find a lot of junk DNA as well, stuff that doesn't really make any sense to be there because they keep calling it junk DNA. Well, match it. What does it match to? You know, does it match to anything on the planet? Does it match to all the elements on the periodic table? Because when you look into the universe, you find a lot of elements that actually are in our bodies. It's like we're an expression of the universe itself. Okay, so we were either upgraded by some advanced species that came here, or we either evolved in a sense to experience the universe, and that would make a lot of sense. So a couple of things I wanted to touch on are extraterrestrials staying silent out of concern of how contact would impact humanity. That's a potentiality, okay? Now, I don't really trust the government because they love lying about everything. Sorry, I had to go ahead and do something, but the government likes to lie a lot, so they can't be trusted all the time. But I do think extraterrestrials in some small form had a hand in our upgrading, had a hand in our interactions, and essentially had a hand in our civilization. Okay? But extraterrestrials in many ways may not be that dissimilar from us. Okay? They might be very similar to us. So they might have been a war between them, and they might have continued that war with dynasties that they implanted on the earth. Like, so they mixed with humans to keep control over those certain human populations and to control the planet. And now I think we're starting to see a climax coming. We see a lot of things. I mean, I didn't even really believe that much in UFOs. It was just a topic that was awesome to talk about until I was with a family member and I happened to see one. I'm definitely most likely going to upload the video of what I saw with him in my part 2 of this video. Okay, so we know about nuclear war being averted and aliens potentially giving us help with that, which could also just be a cover. And we also know that time travel could also exist as well. We also know about countless catastrophes that have happened that have collapsed civilization about 5 to 7 times. You hear about these stuff in the stories that are left behind by aboriginal peoples all across the planet. Okay, especially in Africa. Alright, you have the Dogon people who had knowledge of the Sirius star system before the advent of the telescope, before we could even see that far. Okay, so it's just a question of who gave them that knowledge. You see people like the Nation of Islam members talking about Yaqub, the person that created the white race, the splitting of the moon, and more evidence is constantly coming out about what happened in our past history with the solar system and what happened to all Lemuria, Atlantis, all these advanced civilizations that eventually fell and collapsed, either probably because of catastrophe, nuclear war, or destruction by an extraterrestrial race. Okay? Now, I know people like to blame everything on extraterrestrials and stuff like that, but in my opinion, sometimes it's just a way for them to cop out and hide away from like their own actions. It could have been a nuclear war, but it also could have been extraterrestrials, which is where I'm getting to now. It's kind of hard to find the linkage between our common ancestors, Lucy, and all these these skeletons that some people think were planted because nobody really knows where we come from. Our closest ancestor, our closest cousin is the chimpanzee. So these aliens that came here might have either advanced the chimp, created a new race of humans, and essentially just left us here to evolve on our own, or just left and never came back. Okay, but either way, extraterrestrials might be involved in our creation. Okay, there's countless evidence to show it. I mean, you could look at old monoliths and statues and you'll see stegosauruses on it. So like we lived alongside dinosaurs. So these reptilian beings, if they really truly are controlling the planet, as we see put in our media all the time, because we know that it can't just be spirituality. It can't just be the serpentine energy, the dark side. It can't just be that. There has to be more to it than that. The government obviously knows and they're keeping things secret. But one thing I'll definitely say for sure is that our history is much more complicated than we like to make it out to believe. But this is an interesting topic pertaining to black people, because the reason why I brought it up is because there's a lot of people who think that blacks were the original people on the planet, which we obviously were, and we potentially don't have a certain gene in our body that allows us to be manipulated so easily. So that's why we had to be controlled by force, and a lot of ways I look at that as spiritualism. I look at that as Africans were the ones that brought civilization to the planet, and pyramids were everywhere all across the planet. So I guess I want to hear your opinions on this topic, guys, because I do want to make a part 2, but I also want to see what you guys have to say in regards to this topic and how it has influenced us throughout the years. Alright, so tell me what you guys think about us coming potentially from extraterrestrials and them leaving technology for us, okay? Because I definitely saw something in the sky I want to share with you guys, but I want to see what's your opinion in relation between blacks being created by aliens, and then whites coming from us, basically being some type of probably mutation, because everybody keeps saying it was a mutation, so most likely it was some type of mutation related to albinism, which means they came from us, so they're a part of us as well. But could humanity be manipulated by a race of alien beings from another planet? And sometimes it coincides with race and sometimes it doesn't, because that's kind of how I feel. I feel like it's not always about race. And then you see UFOs flying around the moon. Then you constantly see countless in our history, the menorah. You see, you hear things in these ancient texts about us worshiping Saturn as the sun, as if it was our central sun at one point, as if Saturn used to be the sun that we worship, and these beings that came from around the Saturn area, or the ancient Tiamat, which was where the asteroid belt was, and after the planet was destroyed, part of it became Earth, and the other part became the asteroid belt. Okay? And Mars is actually the moon of Tiamat. Okay, so we know something. There's constant people talking about this stuff. Even with misinformation, you constantly hear people talking about these things, and it kind of makes you wonder exactly what's going on. What's our true history? Because obviously they're blocking something out so we don't find out. Okay? Now, I want to hear your opinions. So please leave them in the comments below. Please click the bell icon, click the like button. Please subscribe for more videos, and let me know if you guys want to see a part 2. If you don't let me know, I'll just put it out. But I would like to hear your opinions on how you want the part 2 to be done. Okay, tell me what you thought about this video in the comments below, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.